good or bad. My frustration with Cat Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Cat was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios...
Fun fact about the New York Knicks. I don't know if you guys know this, but Cat Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you can do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He bought it for 15 days.
And returned it.
Yeah. That's another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he played.
He played with the Knicks.
But Cat wasn't staying quiet. He clapped back hard when Kevin threw out those drug accusations. It got so deep that Cat claimed movie roles written for him were handed straight to Kevin.
He played with them.
We know he fast. They say he fast.
Yeah,
he run a
one of the fastest.
3.9. Oh, yeah. What you say? A sub 3.9. He figured out how to play basketball from reading all them books.
3,000 of them.
3,000 a year.
A year.
Problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And
Kevin Hart might be Hollywood's comedy king, but behind that big smile and those cringy workout videos on Instagram, there's something shady going on. And right at the center of the storm, Shannon Sharpe. This isn't just some petty celebrity spat. This looks like a full-blown power play happening right in front of us.
They've yet to been challenged, so, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look good doing it.
Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm going to look stupid. At the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brain.
Shannon just fumbled a $100 million bag, got hit with one of the messiest lawsuits of the year, and is facing wild accusations from a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. But here's where it gets even messier. Cat Williams just stepped in, and he's pointing the finger straight at Kevin Hart. He's saying what plenty of folks have been whispering. This wasn't random. It was a setup. And once you hear the receipts, it all starts making sense. Cat's been calling out Kevin for years, but now the pattern is way too hard to ignore. Every time Kevin levels up, another black man seems to get pushed out. Kevin's been smiling his way to the top, stacking billions. But what if he's been secretly cutting down the very men who helped open those doors? Don't act surprised. Cat Williams never trusted Kevin in the first place, and Cat never kept quiet about it either. This drama didn't start with that Club Shay Shay interview. That was just the explosion. The tension between Cat and Kevin runs way deeper. Their beef stretches back decades. Cat was that guy in the 2000s. He had the streets, the stage, and Hollywood's buzz. And what was the new face of comedy doing? Playing it safe, adorable, and getting all the love.
Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you wouldn't do, for...
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. You have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they...
But then, out of nowhere, Cat's projects started disappearing. Roles he was promised suddenly got handed off to Kevin. And Cat still says it loud. Kevin didn't grind his way to the top. He was placed there. Let's be real. Kevin came into Hollywood with Soul Plane, and that movie flopped hard. That should have been the end of his shot. But somehow, he kept getting blessed. TV deals, movie roles back to back. Suddenly, he's the face of every family flick and corporate ad out there. Meanwhile, Cat got branded the wild one, a crackhead, unstable, a walking meltdown. But here's the plot twist. Cat says he wasn't crashing. He was being set up. And guess who just happened to win every time Cat lost? Kevin. Fast forward to the 2010s, and Hollywood's pushing that weird wave, dressing black men in wigs and dresses for cheap laughs. And back then, Kevin straight up said he'd never put on a dress. Around that same time, Dave Chappelle had just gone viral telling Oprah how he refused to wear one. He wasn't about to let Hollywood turn him into a joke just to entertain some execs. So, when Kevin popped up right after that, rocking a dress, Cat took it as all the proof he needed. To him, Kevin wasn't just selling out, He was following the Hollywood script. And it didn't stop there. Back when Kat was on fire, Hollywood suddenly flipped the script on him, painting him as some drugged-out, unstable mess. But if you look a little deeper, most of those wild stories
comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be funny.
They came from PR teams. Not the police, not the courts. Just words spun by the machine. Then Kevin hit the Breakfast Club and basically blamed Kat for his own downfall. But why was Kevin going so hard at someone who wasn't even in the race anymore? That's when the conspiracy kicked in. Fans started thinking maybe Kevin wasn't just defending himself. Maybe he was trying to erase Kat altogether. Let's be real. Hollywood loves a safe puppet. And Kevin, he played that role perfectly. But Kat wasn't staying quiet. He clapped back hard. When Kevin threw out those drug accusations, it went so deep that movie roles written for Kat were handed straight to Kevin. All because Kat refused to do scenes that crossed serious lines or degraded black men on screen. One major example? Friday After Next. Kat said they tried to force him into filming a scene where his character gets assaulted in a bathroom. He wasn't having it. He stood his ground and walked away. And what happened next? He got blacklisted. Meanwhile, Kevin, who reportedly didn't mind doing those kinds of scenes, started landing the roles Kat turned down. Now, fast forward to 2024. Kat Williams pulls up on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe's podcast, and drops the most viral interview of the year.
Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that. But you know what? It took me a long time, Cam, because when you play sports,
the moment that had everybody gasping, when he went off on Kevin Hart again. Most folks thought Kevin would fire back directly, but he stayed quiet, at least at first. Then, out of nowhere, weeks later during an NBA broadcast, Kevin started cracking these weird, random jokes about Kat that didn't even fit the moment.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
Fans caught on quick. They saw through it. Kevin was sneak dissing Kat, trying to clown him while keeping it playful for the cameras. But nobody saw what came next. Shannon Sharpe ended up catching heat too. After that Club Shay Shay episode blew up, Shannon's life started spiraling. Fast. Out of nowhere, he started losing major deals. Big-name guests pulled out last minute. Sponsors ghosted him. Those huge brand partnerships? Gone. Just like that. Then boom, a lawsuit dropped like a bombshell. Gabriella Zuniga, a 19-year-old OnlyFans model, came out accusing Shannon of all kinds of disturbing behavior. Fans were stunned, but not all of them were shocked. Why? Because during that Club Shay Shay interview, Kat literally warned Shannon it was coming. Date your age, date your age. All of this turned into fuel. And with Gabriella filing that lawsuit, Kat's convinced Shannon walked straight into a setup. Now let's break down this wild lawsuit that seemed to come out of nowhere. Shannon Sharpe is getting sued for a jaw-dropping $50 million by 19-year-old Gabriella Zuniga. But don't get it twisted. She wasn't some random groupie or church girl.
Date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there.
Where y'all at? Hey, Chad, where they at?
And he did it more than once.
Women trying to shame older men into picking them. Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that come. Yeah. That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss.
Gabriella is an OnlyFans model who goes by She Is Carly online. Word is, Shannon met her at a gym and started messing with her last year, when he was 54. And Gabriella didn't file light. Her lawsuit is packed with graphic, unsettling accusations. She says Shannon pulled her into a secret relationship, pressured her with twisted role play involving race, made threats, filmed her without permission, and even groped her more than once. She's also claiming he found a way into her building without approval, and even threatened to kill her if she ever tried to share her location or call for help. That's heavy. And the second folks heard all this, they started connecting the dots. Because this lawsuit dropped right as Shannon was supposedly finalizing a massive $100 million media deal. The timing? Way too perfect, or way too suspicious. You really think that lawsuit just happened out of nowhere? To drop at the exact moment Shannon was about to lock in that $100 million deal? Come on now, be for real. This went from messy to straight up manipulative. People started asking, how did Gabriela Zuniga even end up in Shannon's orbit? And how did her case move so fast with serious legal firepower behind it? That's when things took another wild turn. The name Jaguar Wright popped up, and when she speaks, you know it's about to get real. She claimed Gabriela wasn't just some random influencer. She was tied to one of Hollywood's most powerful families, the Zunigas. Yeah, that Zuniga family, as in Daphne Zuniga from Melrose Place, allegedly deep in the same elite circles as people like Kevin Hart. Jaguar didn't hold back. She said it straight. Gabriela was planted. According to her, the whole situation was a carefully planned setup from jump. And Gabriela? She didn't just come with claims. She pulled up with receipts, text messages, audio clips, the whole package. Then, when Shannon tried to flip it and play the victim, Gabriela cranked it up and dropped a voice memo of him making some wild, freaky comments. Fans were shook. And when Shannon's own lawyer confirmed he offered Gabriela $10 million to make it all go away, does that mean he's guilty? Not exactly. But it sure shows he was scared. Really scared. Imagine being Shannon, losing deals left and right, your name dragged all over social media. That's when people started whispering. Maybe Kevin Hart made some quiet moves behind the scenes. Let's not forget, Kevin's got connects at every major studio, every network, every streaming platform. He's the industry's golden boy. Squeaky clean image, hosting award shows, doing tequila ads with The Rock. If he so much as hinted that Shannon was a problem, that could have been all it took to start the takedown.
I'm not going to say her first name, but the family name that she holds is Zuniga. I've been researching, trying to figure out if she's related to the Hollywood Zunigas. Because Daphne Zuniga has ties in some interesting areas behind the scenes. Melrose Place actress, does anybody remember?
She's also claiming he found a way into her building without approval, and even threatened to kill her if she ever tried to share her location or call for help. That's heavy.
Oh, damn, man, that Melrose Place, yeah, 1990s.
Yeah, Daphne Zuniga. She has ties, like I said, some very interesting Hollywood ties. So you messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
Now let's talk motive. Kevin had plenty of reasons to be heated. That Club Shay Shay interview, it exploded. And Kevin caught all the smoke. Kat called him a plant, a sellout, even suggested he was tight with Hollywood's puppet masters. And Shannon? He just sat there quiet, letting it all fly. But Shannon didn't lay low for long. He didn't just deny the claims, he came back swinging. And the lawyer behind all this? None other than Tony Busby, the same guy who went after Diddy and tried to sue Jay-Z. Shannon didn't hold back. He accused Busby of going after powerful black men and using the media to paint them guilty.
One more time, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be smoked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you ever.
But at this point, the damage was done. Sponsors backed out, and that $100 million deal Shannon was about to seal, it's now hanging by a thread. And Kevin Hart? He's been quiet as a ghost. No tweets, no interviews, no subliminal shade, nothing. Now zoom out for a sec, because this ain't just about Kevin and Shannon. This is starting to look like a pattern. First it was Cat Williams, then Monique, now Shannon Sharpe. Every time Kevin stays at the top, somebody else gets pushed out. Shannon gave Cat and Monique a platform. And right after that, boom, scandal, deal's gone. And now the media's flipped on him. Shannon's one headline away from being the next cautionary tale. And who keeps walking away untouched? Kevin. People are starting to see the pattern. Kevin doesn't just succeed when others fall. He seems to benefit because they fall. Whether it's planned or just a twisted coincidence, the optics, they're looking real bad. So let's hear it. Is Shannon getting punished just for standing next to folks like Kat and Monique? Or did he play himself by getting messy and handing the industry the ammo they needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to see it. And don't forget to subscribe. Catch you in the next one.